So you want to talk a little bit about the problem. I think you said, was just the sampling, right? Just doesn't get you to the full coverage. And then you talked a little bit about the delay issue as well, which leads to sample bias.
Yeah, exactly. So most teams today are obviously this is where they are. They usually, it's very rigid. The process is very rigid, especially in terms of support volume, escalations, support volumes changing. How do you automatically scale your team is very, very hard. So you're kind of capped at this 1 to 2% reviews, which is clearly not enough. And we have heard of agents not being happy, even the QA staff not being happy that they're only able to review a few, and their feedback is very, very limited, very sparse. Also, because it's not system driven, it's feedback is usually delayed. Most teams try to do it once a week, several do once a month. Clearly not an optimal situation to be in. The other aspect that we've heard a lot about is how subjective these reviews can be, and especially the people who receive them, the support staff, they are the ones who are clearly unhappy. That they sometimes complain of bias. They may or may not be biased, but we have heard of this thing as well. So all of the current highly manual QA processes suffer from some of these issues. And so from here is where we take you to 100% QA.
So those are the challenges. Let's talk about the solution.
Right. So when you start looking at every interaction, right? So clearly this needs a lot of lifting here, but once you're able to get to this stage, essentially that means that any feedback you're sharing with your support staff now is very comprehensive, right? So if I were to go and say, hey, John Doe, you're weak on this or you're strong on this, I'm not saying that based off of 1 or 2% of their interactions. I'm giving them a very comprehensive, thorough analysis when I say, hey, this is what I mean when you're weak or strong on something. Also, this can be super timely, right? So we have customers running this every night. We have customers running every 2-4 hours. So we can make it however timely and contextual you want it. So nobody needs to wait for weeks to get their feedback, especially given how intense a support function can be. And onboarding times are long and sometimes churn is quite high. It's extremely critical that we provide any feedback as soon as we can. And an approach like this clearly enables that. Lastly, it's about objectivity because it's machine driven. Doesn't mean humans cannot override this. So we'll show you in the demo how you can override whatever machine is finding. But since it's primarily machine driven, it's consistent and it's very objective. Right? And we see that as a big benefit for this approach.